One Allrecipes member says that this recipe for Beef Wellington was so much more delicious than I dreamed it would be, and is sure to be my new Christmas dinner tradition. Yum. Begin by preheating your oven to 425 degrees. Place a 17.5-ounce package of frozen puff pastry out on the counter too, so that it is thawed and ready to roll out when you're ready to assemble the Beef Wellington. Now, chop 1 onion. Slice a half a cup of mushrooms. Next, separate an egg and place the yolk in a small bowl. Reserve the white for another recipe. Gently beat the yolk with a pastry brush. Place a 2.5-pound beef tenderloin in a baking dish or pan and spread it with 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Roast the tenderloin in the preheated oven for 10 to 15 minutes or until browned. Remove the tenderloin from the pan and allow it to cool completely. Reserve any juices from the baking dish. Next, increase the oven temperature to 450 degrees. Melt 2 tablespoons of butter into a medium skillet over medium heat. Add in the chopped onion. And the sliced mushrooms and sauté them for 5 minutes. Remove the onions and the mushrooms from the heat and let the mixture cool. Next, mix 2 ounces of liver pate with 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Now, spread the pate and butter mixture over the cooled beef tenderloin. Top it with the sautéed onion and mushrooms. Set the tenderloin aside. Next, roll out the puff pastry so that it is large enough to envelop the entire tenderloin. Place the beef on the pastry towards one side. Fold the dough over the tenderloin and seal the edges. Trim the ends of the puff pastry if necessary and tuck the pastry under the beef. Several Allrecipes members suggest placing the tenderloin on a rack before baking to avoid having the bottom become so soggy. So let's place a rack in a roasting pan and place the beef on top. Brush the outside of the puff pastry with the egg yolk. Make a few slits across the top of the puff pastry to vent the steam. Place the beef in the oven and bake at 450 degrees for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, reduce the temperature back to 425 degrees and bake for an additional 10 to 15 minutes or until the pastry is a rich golden brown. Meanwhile, place all the reserved juices back into the skillet over high heat. Add 1 10.5-ounce can of beef broth and 2 tablespoons of red wine. Boil this mixture for 10 to 15 minutes or until slightly reduced. Strain the sauce and serve with the Beef Wellington. One Allrecipes member comments, "I have tried many recipes for Beef Wellington and this is by far the best. Sometimes I do a whole tenderloin and other times individual fillets, which are much easier."